Over a century ago, one man shaped the foundation of global power: John D. Rockefeller. His empire, built from black gold, transformed oil into the bloodstream of the modern world. But what made Rockefeller truly formidable wasn't just his wealth, it was his control. He didn't just own oil wells, he owned the pipelines, the refineries, the transport systems, even the barrel factories. He controlled every step from the ground to the gas lamp. At his peak, Rockefeller's Standard Oil held a staggering 90% of the US oil market, a feat that made him the world's first billionaire and a symbol of industrial dominance. When the US Supreme Court broke up Standard Oil in 1911 for violating antitrust laws, Rockefeller didn't lose. He multiplied. His shares in the newly formed companies, which later became Exxon, Chevron, and Mobil, made him richer than ever. Rockefeller didn't just master oil, he mastered systems: economic, political, and social. And in doing so, created the blueprint for controlling the world's most vital resource. Today, that blueprint is being rewritten. The new Rockefellers don't deal in oil alone. They deal in information, algorithms, and energy intelligence. The 20th century belonged to those who controlled oil. The 21st belongs to those who control AI and data. But the parallels are striking. Just like Rockefeller owned the infrastructure of oil, the billionaires of today own the infrastructure of intelligence. The data centers, the algorithms, the chips, the energy grids that power artificial minds. The faces of Rockefeller 2.0 are not oil-stained industrialists, but men in sleek suits running trillion-dollar corporations that shape how humanity thinks, works, and even dreams. To understand Rockefeller 2.0, we first have to look at the transition between energy power and information power. The old empires, like ExxonMobil and Shell, still dominate the world economy. But today's energy giants are no longer just drilling oil. They are investing billions in artificial intelligence, automation, and data analytics. Companies like Saudi Aramco are pouring billions into AI startups and smart grid technologies, preparing for a world where energy and data are intertwined. India's richest man, Mukesh Ambani, built Reliance Industries on petrochemicals and refining. But now he's rapidly building an empire of 5G networks, cloud computing, and AI-driven digital services. The pattern is clear. The future tycoons are merging oil and algorithms. The same playbook Rockefeller wrote for oil is now being applied to digital intelligence. Why is AI the new oil? Because data is the new raw material, abundant, powerful, and utterly useless until refined. In the 20th century, oil had to be extracted, refined, and distributed. In the 21st, data must be collected, cleaned, and processed through machine learning pipelines. The companies that control this refinement process, from data centers to AI training models, are becoming as dominant as Standard Oil once was. Think of Amazon Web Services, AWS, which controls over 30% of the world's cloud infrastructure, powering everything from small websites to global AI platforms. Or Microsoft Azure, now deeply integrated into OpenAI's models and global enterprise software. These companies don't just offer AI tools, they own the infrastructure of thought. Just as Rockefeller controlled every drop of oil flowing through his pipes, today's AI billionaires control every byte of intelligence flowing through the internet. The similarities don't stop there. Rockefeller's key strategy was vertical integration, owning every part of the supply chain so no one else could compete. Modern billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates follow the same principle, but with 21st century tools. Musk's empire spans Tesla's electric vehicles, SolarCity's energy systems, SpaceX's satellite networks, and now XAI, his AI research company. He doesn't just sell products, he controls ecosystems that generate and use vast streams of data. Bezos did the same with Amazon. By building a global logistics empire, then layering AWS on top of it, he now controls both physical commerce and the digital infrastructure that powers much of the online world. Gates, through Microsoft's Azure, has turned computing power itself into a commodity that others must rent. In essence, these men don't sell to the world operates through them. In the 19th century, Rockefeller controlled pipelines and railroads. In the 21st, Rockefeller 2.0 controls data pipelines and AI networks. The power dynamic is identical. Every search query, every smart car movement, every digital assistant response, all of it passes through corporate infrastructures owned by a handful of billionaires. The value chain has shifted from oil barrels to terabytes, but the concentration of power looks eerily familiar. And like Rockefeller, they're using philanthropy and influence to secure their legacy. Foundations, think tanks, and university partnerships help shape public policy and research agendas, just as Rockefeller's foundations once did for medicine and education. Today, AI billionaires fund ethics boards, AI research centers, and government advisory panels, ensuring they help write the very rules that will regulate them. If we map the current power structure, it becomes clear how AI and energy are merging. Musk's Tesla and SpaceX rely heavily on renewable energy data systems and automation. Saudi Arabia's PIF, Public Investment Fund, uses oil profits to invest in AI and robotics ventures through the Vision 2030 program, preparing to dominate post-oil economies. Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI represents the fusion of computational power and algorithmic intelligence, controlling not just the tools, but the very architecture of digital reasoning. Meanwhile, Google's DeepMind and Alphabet are turning AI into a commodity that can optimize everything from logistics to healthcare. Each of these billionaires controls a piece of the new intelligence grid, a network just as essential to civilization as oil pipelines were 100 years ago. Let's break down the tactics. The first is monopoly by infrastructure. AI isn't just about clever algorithms, it's about compute power. Training a large model like GPT or Gemini requires massive GPU clusters that cost billions. Only a few corporations have access to this scale. The result is a new kind of monopoly, control over compute capacity. The second tactic is data monopoly. Platforms like Google, Meta, and Amazon collect staggering amounts of user data, creating datasets no startup can replicate. The third is regulatory capture. Just as Rockefeller influenced lawmakers, AI billionaires now shape the rules governing privacy, copyright, and digital ethics, often under the banner of responsible AI. The fourth is integration across sectors. Today's billionaires don't just operate in tech, they control healthcare, AI, defense contracts, energy grids, and communication systems, ensuring total ecosystem dominance. Consider Bill Gates' recent moves, investing heavily in energy innovation through breakthrough energy ventures while simultaneously funding AI-driven health diagnostics and agricultural models. It's the same synergy Rockefeller used between oil, manufacturing, and logistics. Control one pillar, and the rest follow. Jeff Bezos is using Blue Origin's satellite ambitions to power global internet access, ensuring AWS remains the default cloud for planetary connectivity. Elon Musk's Neuralink aims to merge human intelligence with AI. Not metaphorically, but literally. When combined with his control over Starlink's global internet and Tesla's autopilot systems, Musk doesn't just own infrastructure, he owns information highways that touch every layer of modern existence. The Rockefeller 2.0 playbook doesn't rely on competition. It relies on consolidation. Whenever an AI startup shows promise, one of the tech giants quickly acquires it. Between 2015 and 2024, over 650 AI companies were bought by major tech firms. Just as Rockefeller bought smaller refineries to eliminate rivals, today's billionaires buy innovative AI startups to absorb their technology and talent. Even the failures serve a purpose. They leave behind patents, data, and infrastructure that larger corporations can quietly scoop up. It's the same consolidation that turned Rockefeller's fragmented oil fields into a unified empire. But like the original Rockefeller, today's empire builders face growing resistance. Governments around the world are beginning to question how much control these corporations should have over the flow of intelligence. The EU's AI Act, the US antitrust suits against Google and Amazon, and China's new AI regulations all hint at a coming showdown between state power and corporate power. Yet, as history shows, breaking up an empire doesn't necessarily destroy it. It often multiplies it. Rockefeller's wealth tripled after Standard Oil's breakup. Similarly, if Microsoft or Google were ever forced to divest their AI divisions, their shareholders might end up richer than before. In the end, Rockefeller 2.0 isn't just a person, it's a system, a network of power, data, and influence that governs how information moves, how machines think, and how societies evolve. The first Rockefeller built the world's physical infrastructure. His successors are building its digital soul. And if history teaches us anything, it's that whoever controls the infrastructure controls the future. So, that's all for today's video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos.